Hello everybody. Today we're gonna talk about frame relay with static map. We know that frame relay is a one protocol that interconnect switches on the cloud. So here you can see I already built my topology and I have my routers and already set up here on the topology, but I didn't do anything yet. So you just see they just have a user, they have a name, I name them, and that's it. So I connect my switches to the routers and the client's machines for free routers. I have Brussels, Colorado, and Mexico. So here, if you see on physical, I just put switch off the router and put a weak INT for the serial connection to the cloud. So it's set up like that. So and I just put the cables on from the clients to the switch to the router, from the router to the cloud. So this is our ISP. So but for frame relay we need some DLCI, and for here I put DLCI 102 and this is going to Colorado, and I have a DLCI 103 and this is going to Mexico, and here back I will have DLCI 301 going to Brussels, and we will have here DLCI 302 going to Colorado, and here DLCI 201 will go to Brussels and Colorado, and the DLCI 203 will come this side. So I have here different IP range. So internally here it's gonna be 192.168.1.0/24, and here I have 192.168.2.0. So and here it's another different range too. And for this I will use routing protocol RIP called RIP, and I will set up here a Dhcp server, and I will make some kind of DHCP relay that those clients will get their IP addresses from this DHCP server. Okay, let's start with the configuration. We're gonna configure the browser router first. Okay, good. So and enable conft, you say okay, int f null / null. We're gonna give an IP address 192.168.1.1. I'm gonna give this IP address as a gateway for the client to go through the internet, and put the subnet mask no shut. Okay, the interface is now up, and I will say now interface s0/0/0 IP at. Okay, sorry, let me explain something first. Okay, you see here here on this cloud I have the range 10.0.0.0/8. so this is gonna be the range here in this area, and you see here I put here a 1, so this interface will have 10.0.0.1, and this interface will have 10.0.0.2, and this interface will have 10.0.0.3. and if we have another router coming here, we can give that router like 10.0.0.5 or 4, 6, something. So that's what I wanted to say first. Okay, let's go back to our router. So I'm gonna say 10.0.0.1 and put the setup mask, no shot. So the interface is on, up, you see, say exit. And now I will set up my RIP protocol. RIP, okay, so router RIP, no auto summary, version 2, network 192.168.1.0, network 10.0.0.0. Exit, do write to save. It's the same as do copy, run start. Okay, good. So I already did configure that router. I will go to the second one, to the Colorado, and set it up. Okay. conf int fnil IP address 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0. Say no shot, and then the interface is up, and I will go to my interface S00 IP add 10.0.0.2 255.0.0.0. I'll say no shot now. No shot. So the interface is up. Okay, I will say exit and put the RIP protocol, router RIP, no auto summary, version 2, network 10.0.0.0, network 192.168.2.0. Exit, and I say to write. Okay, so it's up, and I will come here and do the same. Conf interface F0/0, as you can see it here. Say IP add 192.168.3.1 255.255.255.0. no shot. So you see the interface is up. Go to the other interface S0/0 IP add 10.0.0.3 255.0.0.0. Say no shot. Okay, exit, and now we put the routing protocol RIP, router RIP, no auto summary, version 2, network 10.0.0.0, network 192.168.3.0. exit to write. Okay, so we have set up the configuration, the IP addresses, and we see that everything is green now. If I click on the Mexico and say like to show IP route, we just see that we are not seeing this this interface, the serial 000. Normally we should see it because this range is connected directly to the router, but we're not seeing that. If I say do so IP interface brief, you can see the protocol is down. You see? Okay, so we're gonna fix that. Okay, now we're gonna click on the cloud here, and then we come to the interface. We're gonna set up the interfaces. Okay, so this is the interface serial 0. This is this one. Okay, we said first to we talk about the DLCI. So for interface 0, we're gonna put DLCI 102, and this is gonna go to Colorado, and I will put the name Colorado, and click on add. And DLCI 103 will go to Mexico. Write it down, Mexico, and we click on add. Okay, this is the interface serial 0, and now we click on interface serial 1. It is this one that's coming from Colorado. We say DLCI 201 is going to Brussels. We click on add. Okay, it's added. 203 will go to Mexico, right? Okay, we click on add. So the serial 1 here, those two will come through, will go here. The 203 will go to Mexico, and 201 will go to Brussels. Okay, and here we have the serial 2. We click on it. We say 301 will go to Brussels, and click on add. 302 will go to Colorado. Click on add. So we add our DLCIs, so that should be fine. Okay, after we did this, let's click on frame relay here. We click on frame relay, and now we need to arrange this. Okay, serial 01, this is serial 01. Okay, going to Colorado. Okay, Colorado, so it's going to Colorado. This interface is gonna take serial 1, because Colorado, if Colorado going to Brussels, so it has to be way and back, go and back. So if we send it here, and we need to send from Colorado to Brussels, we need to point the right DLCI. Okay, you see we have two choices here, Brussels or Mexico, but we need to have a way back for Brussels. So serial 0 going to Colorado, serial 1, oh sorry for that, serial 1 going to Brussels, and we click on add. Okay, serial 0, that's this one, going to Mexico. We select Mexico, and Mexico, we can see here that's serial 2. We select serial 2. We have going to Brussels or Colorado, and we need to have a way back going to Brussels, so we select the Brussels, click on add. Okay, now we need a way back for those two, Colorado and Mexico. So I can say, for example, serial 1 going to Mexico, because we already have a here Brussels, we don't need now. Going to Mexico, serial 2 going to Colorado, so you have going to Mexico and going back. So we click on that. After we did this, we can close our ISP. Okay, good. So we go back to our router, we first say okay, interface S0/0/0 encapsulation frame relay. Okay, we say bandwidth, for example 64, say frame relay map IP 10.0.0.0.2. okay, let me explain this first. So I'm gonna map this IP the number 2 IP, and I put the DLCI. If you don't know what you're doing, you can just put the interrogation, and it's gonna say you which next command that you need to put. So we said that going from Brussels going to Colorado, we need the DLCI 102. So let me put here 102 DLCI, say broadcast. Okay, and we'll click on enter, say here exit, do right. Okay, good. But let me clarify something else, because now if we say do show IP route, we don't have any IP addresses, we just have one. But here, if we just say to show IP route, we should have the 10 appearing to show IP route. You see what I was saying? The 10 is appearing, but after the frame relay, we should see all of IP addresses, and it's what we're gonna fix. Okay, so we come to the next router, say interface serial 0/0, say encapsulation frame relay. Okay, bandwidth 64, say frame relay map IP 10.0.0.3. so I map this IP. So what was going here to Colorado to Mexico, it was 203. So 203 broadcast. Okay, click on enter. That's it. Do right. Good. Okay, and if you say here do show IP route, do show IP route, we see we already have the first one. You see now we are seeing there's other IP address. It's the same here. We should see this one. Okay, so they are learning from each others, so that's good. So here we're not seeing anything yet to show IP route, just seeing our internal IP. But let's set it up. Okay, int as null encapsulation frame relay bandwidth 64 frame relay map IP 10 as 0.0.1. The DLCI which going to from Brussels to Mexico was 301 broadcast. But if I click on enter, it's gonna say that the IP is already mapped here. So let's click on enter. You see it's already mapped. Okay, so we say exit right and do show IP route. Yeah, fine. So you see guys, we seeing our other IP addresses from the internal interfaces. So That's good. So let's see here to show IP route. Yep, very nice. So now you're seeing all those IP addresses, the 192.168.1.0.2.3. So we seeing all those IP addresses because he learned them from the RIP, and we learned them from the routing protocol RIP. So that's nice. If he goes here too, we see also he knows all those IP addresses, and from here too. Okay, so now for example we should be able to ping from Mexico to Brussels. So do ping 10.0.0.1. It's successful, so that's very good. Nice. Okay, so the next step, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set up here it's Dhcp server, and then I'm gonna use the IP DHCP relay here. Let me write it down. DHCP relay. Good. Okay, so I'm gonna give this server first of all a fixed IP, so 192.168.2.254. okay, 192.168.2.1. so this is a gateway. Good. Okay, and from here config, I will say DHCP and put the gateway 192.168.2.1. I can copy this and put this DNS server and say start IP address 100. Okay, and say here save. Okay, good. So let me check here if I will have get an IP. Very good. So you see now I can get an IP from here, from the server. Okay, so that's nice. Okay, so here on those machines we cannot get an IP yet. What we can do is to set up a static IP from this range, or DHCP. We can also put a local DHCP server here, and then they can get their IP address. But I'm gonna do the DHCP relay, so let's make that happen. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new pool and I'm gonna call it Brussels. Okay, I'm just gonna change this. So because the default gateway for the Brussels machine is 192.168.1.1, so I need to put the correct gateway and the DNS server, and here I will say 1 because we need that, and I will just click on add. Okay, we have Brussels. Now we have the range, the pool for Brussels, and let's add a pool for Mexico, and the IP address was free. Okay, free. I will say here free. Okay, and say add and save. Okay, all right. So we still can get an IP. That's normal. Okay, so that's fine, but I'm gonna put this here and we open this. I want to see both of them. Okay, okay, so good. So here we're gonna go to the internal interfaces. So it's the interface f0-0. So I will say interface f0/0, say IP helper addresses, and I need to give this the IP address of the DHCP server, which was 192.168.2.24554. Okay, so I just give the IP address, so 192.168.2.254. click on enter. Okay, so that's gonna be interesting. So let's see if we can get an IP. So I will go back. Very nice, guys. You see, now I can get an IP from the DHCP server from tab. So that's awesome. Okay, the other machines, you see, I can get an IP too, so that's fine. Good. So let's do that for Mexico, so they can get an IP and be able to work. Okay, so interface f0/0 IP helper address 192.168.2.254. Sorry. So let's see here too if we can get an IP. Okay, so DHCP. Very nice, guys. You see, I can get an IP and it's 192.168.3.0.100. So that was good. So let's go to this one and see if we can get an IP. Awesome, we're gonna get an IP. Okay, good. So let's see now if we can ping from PC3 here to PC1. Okay, I'm saying ping to 192.168.1.100. that was the IP address there. Okay, because ARP, that's why it's taking a while. Good. You see, we get a reply. So this IP address is 1.100, so we could ping without problem. So that's awesome. We can also test it from here. If you click on here on the plus message and you say okay, send to here, the first time it might fail, but it's just the ARP request. So if you try it once again, it's gonna be fine. So good. You see, now we can send everywhere. So that was the thing that we had to do. So guys, it was my video for frame relay and DHCP relay. So thanks for watching and enjoy. Thanks a lot.